Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good afternoon, sir.
everyone. Good afternoon. How are you all?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing?
Fine.
Okay,
Great.
Good
great.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, all of you. Good to hear that you are doing great. You're all okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Very good. Good morning. So, if everybody has
Good
joined,
afternoon, sir.
good afternoon. You remember that we were reading the chapter Bholi? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
very well. And all of you, many of you had told me the story before the class when we had discussed. You had summarized the story. Many of you had recapped it, read it, told in the class. So we are on page number, we are about to finish. We were reading previous day on page number 59, isn't it? Till where we have read, who remembers? Till where I remember, but I'm asking you. Till where we have read, up to where? Which incident? Up to which incident we have read? Any one of you? Any one of you?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Arushi. Who remembers? Up to where we have read?
Sir, till I guess, and a new life before read and find out on page 58.
Page number 58? No, you are absent. Yes, tell me, those who are present, many of you present. Bhargavi, Dev, Insha, Krishpal Richa, page number 59. We were reading that they were discussing, the mother and father of Bholi were discussing in the night about the marriage proposal sent by Bishambarnath. Bishambarnath was a well-to-do grocer. He was a businessman. He was from a well-to-do family. He had plenty of money, but he was a widower. He had already married earlier and his wife had died and he had grown up children. He had grown up children. He was around 45 to 50 years old. Now got it? So page number 59. We are on page number 59 and we had finished up to there that they were talking, and then after that we also read that the marriage ceremony started taking place, and when Bishambarnath, when he had seen the face, the pockmarked face of Bholi, he told his friend, "Did you see her face?" And the friend said, "So what? You look at your age, you are also 45 to 50-year old and you are marrying the girl of half of your age. So no problem." But Bishambarnath thought of making an opportunity of it. He thought of making money of it. And he told Bholi's father that I cannot marry your daughter, because Bishambarnath was a greedy man. He said, I want rupees 5,000 as a dowry. Then only I will marry your daughter. And Ramlal, he said, I can't pay you that much. I can give you 2,000 rupees. And then he went and kept his turban on the head of the, on the feet of the Bishambarnath, and said, my prestige, my value, my respect, my everything, my honor is at your feet. And Vishambarnath was adamant. He did not agree until and unless the father went inside and he brought out rupees 5,000 and he was about to give it to Vishambarnath. Got it, everybody? Up to here? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Everybody remembers? Say yes or no. Or you have forgotten because 4, 5, 6 days gap. Yes or no? Nobody is saying yes. That means all of you have forgotten. So a quick recap of the story by Charvi Gupta. Yes, Charvi, begin from the beginning. Begin from the starting in your own words. What happens in the story? Who are the characters? Then I would start from page number 59 up to where I left.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Boli was about to garland, when Vishambarnath was about to garland Boli, he had seen the pock marks of Boli's face and he had refused and he asked for dowry. Up to here, we have read previous time, we shall continue. But first you tell the class from the beginning till here. Yes, Charvi, listen carefully everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, go.
Sir, there was a Nambardar in a village called Ramlal. His name was Ramlal, and Ramlal has had 7 children, uh, 4 sons and 3 daughters. And the youngest of them, uh, 3 sons and 4 daughters, and the youngest of them was Bholi. And it was a very prosperous farmer's household, and everyone was very healthy and strong. The sons were sent to the city to study, and the daughters were already married, and some were getting married. Uh, at last, Bholi was her real name was Sulekha, and he was called Bholi because she had fallen when she was 10 months old. She had fallen off the cot, and it damaged some part of her brain, and therefore she remained a backward child and was named Bholi. Also, when she was 2 years old, she got small. She was she had a disease called smallpox, and the pock marks were all over her face and body. Finally, one day, the Tahsildar Sahib came to perform the opening ceremony of a primary school for girls, which was opened in the village. So Ramlal was asked to send his daughters to the school, but because of their narrow-mindedness, they thought that if their girls will go to school, then no one would marry them. So finally, they decide to send Bholi to school because she already had ugly face and lack of sense. So no, her chance of her getting married was had a little chance. So finally, when Bholi reached the school, first she was very scared, but she looked at the drawings, at the uh, pictures in the school, and the paintings on the walls. She was delighted. Also, when she came to know about the teacher, her ma'am was very soft, and her voice was very soothing, and the teacher touched Bholi's heart, and Bholi was now getting now Bholi was improving her speaking skills as well as her intellect. And finally the years passed, and, and now Bholi was getting married with Vishambar. Vishambar was a very prosperous grocer, and when he came came with a when such a pomp and splendor wedding and all the processions, etc. So Bholi's parents were feeling blessed to have such a great grand wedding for Bholi. And finally, when Bholi was called in the near the sacred fire, the sorry, when Bholi was called near the sacred fire, Vishambar Nath lifted the garland of the marigolds to garland the bride, and at that very moment, the veil, silken veil from the Bholi's face, it slipped back, and Bishambar took a look at a quick glance at the face of Bholi, which was full of pockmarks. So, uh, after seeing this, Bishambar was very
Upset.
Bishamvar was angry and upset, and he demanded for more dowry, and 5,000 rupees he wanted from Bholi's father. Otherwise, he would not marry Bholi. So at that time, Ramlal placed his turban as his honor in at Bishambar's feet, but Bishambar didn't agree, and he wanted 5,000 rupees by hook or by crook.
Yes, so ultimately Ramlal went inside. He brought out rupees 5,000. Tears streaming down his face, Ramlal went in, opened the safe and counted out the notes. He placed the bundle at the bridegroom's feet. So previous time somebody had also asked me what is the meaning of safe here. So safe means here stand for the, yes, a locker.
Locker.
Yes, a locker where you keep your all the wealth, jewelry, money, documents safely. Yes, so we had read here up to here page number 59, and now we have to begin it from the next page, new line, page number 60, and the line is, on Bishambar's greedy face appeared a triumphant smile. So when Bishambar got rupees 5,000 from Ramlal, he felt relaxed. He felt satisfied. His face showed the expression of triumphant. Triumphant means victory. He had gambled and won. It seemed that he had gambled. It was a gambling for him. He had gambled and won. Give me the garland, he announced. And now after he got rupees 5,000, he asked for the garland. Once again, the veil was slipped back from the bride's face. So once again, the veil, the face of the bride is covered, or the woman is covered. Okay. So the veil was removed to put the garland. But this time her eyes were not downcast. This time the girl, Bholi, she was not looking down. She was staring like this. She was in anger. She was looking up, looking straight at her prospective husband, and in her eyes there was neither anger nor hate, only cold contempt. She was contempting it. It was a kind of disgrace for her. So there was only contempt that she doesn't want this marriage to take place. Bishambar raised the garland to place it round the bride's neck, but before he could do so, Poli's hand struck out like a streak of lightning. So the moment Bishambar was around to put the garland like this, like a lightning, Boli's hand struck out. And what did she do? Like a lightning, and the garland was flung into the fire. So he was around to put garland, and like a lightning, she caught the garland and threw it into the fire. She got up and threw away the veil. Even she removed her veil, her cover, face cover. Pitaji, the word she said, Pitaji, said Bholi in a clear and loud voice. And her father, mother, sisters, brothers, her relations, and neighbors were startled to hear her speak without even the slightest tremor. So all the relations or all the relatives, those who were present there, they were startled, they were surprised, they were shocked how it happened that the girl used to stammer speaking any single word, and now she is speaking so confidently without getting stuck. Mute yourself, somebody is there. Keep your mic on mute. Pitaji, take back your money. I'm not going to marry this man. She said, I'm not going to marry this greedy man. Ramlal was thunderstruck. Even Ramlal was shocked. The guest began to whisper. They was whispering here. What happened? What? So shameless, so ugly, and so shameless. They were speaking these words for Boli. They were saying, so shameless, so ugly. Boli, are you crazy? Shouted Ramlal. You want to disgrace your family? Have you some regard for our Izzat? Have some regard for our Izzat. So, Izzat, again, the word, Hindi word has been used. For the sake of your Izzat, said Bholi, for the sake of your Izzat means respect, your honor, I was willing to marry this lame old man. So remember, Bishambar was not only greedy, but also lame, physically disfigured. He was limping. He couldn't walk properly. And he was a widower. He had grown up children like the age of Bholi. But I will not have such a mean, greedy, and contemptible coward as my husband. So straight away Bholi is contempting, straight away she is disgracing Bishambarnath. She is rejecting the proposal, the marriage. I want, I want, I want, I want. She denied. What a shameless girl. We all thought she was a harmless, dumb cow. Bholi turned violently on the old woman. Yes, auntie, you are right. Now she was full of fire. She was full of fire and she is bursting out on anyone. If anybody is saying when a person is in anger, so when anybody just speaks a little to him, he just opens at him. He just starts blasting him. So same way it happens. Somebody said something and she blasted at her. Yes, auntie, you are right. You all thought I was a dumb driven cow. You treated me like a cow. All of you thought that I am a dumb cow. That's why you wanted to hand me over to this heartless creature, heartless person. But now the dumb cow, the stammering fool is speaking. She is talking about herself. She's saying, now the dumb cow, you treated me like a dumb cow. You thought me to be a dumb cow that used to stammer. Now speaking to you. Do you want to hear more? She is also asking, do you want to hear more? It's my life. Bishambarnath, the grocer, started to go back with his party. The confused bandsmen thought this was the end of the ceremony and struck up a closing song. So the band did not know about the matter, what is happening or what had happened. The band people, they were outside. So they thought that the ceremony has taken place, the marriage has taken place, and they started playing the drum, the closing song, especially farewell song, which is played in the marriage. Ramlal stood rooted to the ground. So Ramlal had no words. He was just standing. He was rooted to the ground as if somebody has put him there, tied him there. His head bowed low with the weight of grief and shame. Grief, he was sad and he was also shameful. He was regretting now because his daughter had taught him a lesson that you treated me like a dumb cow. You discriminated. But now, look at me. I have proved myself. The flames of the sacred fire slowly died down. Everyone was gone. Ramlal turned to Bholi and said, but what about you? No one will ever marry you now. What shall we do with you? So Ramlal was worried. He said, Bholi, what are we going to do with you? Whom you are going to marry? How you are going to spend your life? So actually the problem was that it is the biggest burden some of the parents might consider, might think about the daughters. So those who have this narrow thinking, narrow mind. And Sulekha said in a voice that was calm and steady. So you would notice that she has been called Bholi. Only the introduction of her name in the beginning of the chapter is given that her real name was Sulekha, but everyone called her Bholi. But now again the author has mentioned the word Sulekha. Now Sulekha spoke. So that means she proved herself to be Sulekha confident. Now she was not Bholi. You cannot say that she was Bholi, a simpleton. Now she knew what is good, what is bad for her. She was rebellious for her rights, for her freedom. She said in a voice that was calm and steady, "Don't you worry, Pitaji. In your old age, I will serve you and mother, and I will teach in the same school where I learned so much." So many of the parents, they think that the son, only their son are going to take care of their parents. But there are many instances, many examples where the sons have thrown the parents out of their house, where the sons have put the parents in the old age home. Many examples from prestigious society, from rich class, corporate society, and also middle class. But this thing doesn't happen much in the lower category of the people. Mostly you would find this, that son is putting the parents into the old age, especially in the western culture, west culture, sophisticated class, elite class. So she said, "I will serve you in your old age. I will remain here. You don't worry about me. Like your son, I will also take care of your old age. I learned so much. Isn't that right, ma'am?" And she also asked the consent of her teacher. The teacher was also present there. And the teacher also said, the teacher had all along stood in a corner watching the drama. The teacher had not said anything. She was just standing in the corner and watching what was going. And she was so happy, so excited that Bholi had spoken out. "Yes, Bholi, of course," she replied, and in her smiling eyes was the light of a deep satisfaction that an artist feels when contemplating the completion of her masterpiece. So the teacher was very much happy, excited, satisfied. She was satisfied like an artist, a singer, a musician, a poet, when his masterpiece is written, when his music is complete, completed, accomplished, then if it goes well, he is very much satisfied. He has got peace of the mind. Same way, the teacher was happy, satisfied, because what she had expected of Bholi, what values she had taught Bholi, all those values, and the way she has expected, all this came out in Bholi. So that is the end of the story, and I hope everybody has understood. There is no doubt, no problem with any one of you, I believe so. But still, if there is anyone who has got any problem, any doubt, any confusion, you are most welcome. We can discuss. Is there anyone who has got any doubt, any extra input? You want to add anything? Yes, tell me if there is anyone. Is there? Yes or no? Clear, everybody?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
So if you are clear, we can go for the question answer,
Question answer.
isn't it? Or you want me to
Yes,
discuss?
sir.
Or you want to discuss tomorrow? What do you say?
Sir, we can discuss now.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we shall discuss the question answer. So whatever your remaining doubts also will be cleared. Can you see the screen, all of you? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you can see on the screen the questions are written, okay, and there are also answers, but you can take help of the answer and you can answer the questions in your own words. So first question for all of you: why is Bholi's father worried about her? First question is, why is Bholi's father worried about her? Answer is there on the screen. You can say it in your own words. You can take help or hints from there. Who is going to say?
Sir, may I?
Okay, yeah, say.
Sir, Bholi's father was worried about Bholi because when she was small, uh, she was born, she was pretty and fair, but at the age of 2, she had an attack of smallpox and had a and got permanent poke marks on her face, and also she fell off a cot as a child, and due to this, her brain was slightly damaged, which uh, make her a backward child forever.
Okay, so she has spoken in her own words. So what is written here? I am reading it. Boli was not like other children. She fell off a cot as a child, due to which her brain was slightly damaged. She learned to speak very late and used to stammer while speaking. Her face and whole body was covered with pockmarks caused by smallpox disease. Thus, her father was worried about her marriage prospect, that who will marry my daughter. Next question. For what unusual reason is Bholi sent to school? For what unusual reason? Yes, who is going to answer? For what unusual reason is Boli sent to school? So the reason was unusual. For what Boli was sent to school? Answer. Yeah, two participants. Okay, say Mohit.
So Tehsildar of village asked Ramlal, the Nambardar of village, to send the daughter to school,
Hmm.
and he sent only Bholi because other girls are pretty and intelligent, but Bholi was no nor intelligent, sorry, neither intelligent and nor good look.
Okay. Yes, Dev Jain, you also want to say something?
Sir, at that time, a new primary school was opened in the village. So sir, the Tehsildar asked the Nambardar, means Bholi's father, to send one of her daughter to school to represent the village because he was government official. But her wife rejected because if they would send girls to the school, no one would marry them. And but after some time, her wife suggested that you could send Bholi to school because I can see no future of her. No one would marry her. So we can so she could be sent to school also, and it will not affect her future also.
Okay. Good. You have spoken in your own words. Now, just words mentioned here. Ramlal was a government official, and the Tehsildar had asked Ramlal to send his daughters to the new school in his village. Boli was sent to school just to satisfy the Tehsildar. So the Tehsildar would not oppose, would not say anything negative to Ramlal, that you are not, you are government representative and you are also not setting a good example for people. So as Ramlal's wife felt that sending Girls to school affected their marriage prospect adversely. She did not want to send off her other daughters to school. However, Bholi, with her pockmarked face and dull brain, would not be possible to get married anyhow or anyway. So Bholi's parents decided to send her to school to satisfy the Tehsildar, so that no problems or no question would be raised on them. Next question. Does Bholi enjoy her first day at school? Any one of you? Does Bholi enjoy her first day at school? Any one of you? Yes, say Charveen.
Sir, at the beginning, Bholi was scared and afraid to go to school because she didn't know what was the school like. But after she reached the school and sat in the corner and saw the various and colorful pictures of the animals that she had known and connected those pictures to the real life world and their colors. So she was very glad to see all this. Um, After the class was over, she also feared that her stammering made the other girls in the school laugh, and therefore she didn't speak much in the time of class, and she didn't pay attention to what the teacher was saying. She just looked at the pictures and paintings. But at last, when the class was over and Bholi didn't leave her seat, teacher went to Bholi and asked her that did you enjoy this school and how did you like the pictures and all. So the Bholi find teacher's voice very sweet and soothing, and Bholi was very happy, and in all her life she had never been called like that, and teacher surely touched Bholi's heart.
Yes, very good. Next one. Does she find her teacher to be different from the people at home? Yes, any one of you. Does she find her teacher to be different from the people at home? Any one of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, say, speak.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. She find her teacher different from her home because at her home, no one talked to her softly. But she noticed that once in my life, someone had taken my name so softly and so beautifully.
Yes. So the answer is yes. Boli had been a neglected child at home. She was discriminated. She was neglected. She was never bathed nor her clothes washed. She was criticized and everyone made fun of her. But she found her teacher to be entirely different. Her teacher did not make fun of her ugliness or her stammering. She encouraged her tenderly. Her affection deeply touched Bholi's heart.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in this question, we can also add she also motivate her to become strong.
Yes. She was encouraged, she was inspired, she was motivated a lot to speak, to be courageous, to come out of her shell. Yes, you can write. That is applicable.
Okay, sir.
Okay, lastly, why do Bholi's parents accept Bishambar's marriage proposal? So Bholi's parents accepted Bishambar's marriage proposal as he was a well-to-do grocer and had not asked for any dowry. What else can you add there? He had not asked for any dowry. Remember, he initially had not asked because he himself was a widower. He had grown up children like Bholi. But then later on, he changed his mind when he saw the pock marks, and he became greedy. He thought of making a business. Okay. Next, why does the marriage not take place? Any one of you? Why does the marriage not take place? Question number 6. Why does the marriage not take place? Yes, Mohit Nagar.
Yes, sir. Sir, at the time of marriage, Vishwanath saw the show the see the face of Bholi. He see the poker marks on her his face, her face.
So at the time of marriage, Bishambar asked for a dowry of 5,000 rupees because he saw Bholi's pock-marked face. Ramlal had no choice but to pay, but Bholi refused to marry the greedy man. She asserted her rights and dignity. Thus, the marriage party was turned away. Okay. Last final question, and then we end it. Bholi's real name is Sulekha. We are told this right at the beginning, but only in the last, but one paragraph of the story is Bholi called Sulekha again. So you might have noticed that in the beginning, we have been told that her name was Sulekha, but throughout the story, she was called Bholi. And only in the last paragraph, she has been called Sulekha. Why do you think she is called Sulekha at that point in the story? Yes, what is the reason? What do you say? Any one of you? You can take help of the answer written there. Yeah? You can take the help of the answer written there on the screen. Yes, Charvi.
Sir, Bholi's real name was Sulekha, but due to certain circumstances like damaged brain or lack of sense, she was named Bholi because Bholi meant the simpleton, and she was not able to express her opinion, and she just followed whatever was done with her opinion. She didn't express anything. That was right till the beginning, and but at the end, at the last of the story, Bholi was called Sulekha because after that, after whatever that happened in the marriage, everyone now got to know that she had her own sense. She was mature, and she was a literate and intelligent girl, and she would not compromise with her rights.
Okay. So the word Bholi means a simpleton. Throughout the story, she had been a simpleton, a simple girl who hardly expressed her opinion on any matter. The word Sulekha means a person with a beautiful sense of letter. That is the meaning of Sulekha. And she was just opposite with her name initially in the beginning when we read the story, when she was called Bholi. In this story, this word has a large meaning of being a literate, intelligent, and mature individual. After her education, Bholi has really changed to Sulekha, and her accession at the time of her marriage is her announcement to the world that she is no more a Bholi but is Sulekha. So see, her name is Sulekha, and she has proved her name later on when she has been educated, when she was motivated, encouraged by the teacher, and she stood for what was wrong, the social evil dowry. Yes. So that is the story of Bholi and the question answers we have discussed. Yes, any one of you have any doubt now, you can ask. Otherwise, we call it.
No, sir.
So tomorrow we shall do with some another topic, and I will send you the